Hello and welcome, and thank you for tuning in once again in Editors Roundtable. This is the place where all One India editors come at one stage and discuss the top stories of the week and which have the propensity, the likelihood of dominating the next week as well. Without much ado, let me introduce you to Kanaya, joining us from One India Telugu, Ritesh Ghosh from One India Bangla, Avinash Sharma, editor of My Hail, the sports wing of One India, Keshav Karn, the editor of One India Hindi, Kalpesh Kandoria, joining us from Gujarat, One India Gujarat's editor, Nagen Singh, our original content editor and heading the English international team. And we are also expected to be joined by Shruti Sarkar, who will be ready with all the details on the upcoming budget. Kanaya, let me begin with you first. The state of Andhra Pradesh is making headlines for all the wrong reasons. What is the law and order situation as of now in the state? We see blood on the streets.
Firstly, good evening to the panel members out there. Yeah, actually, law and order situation in AP is turning out to be worse after the recently concluded elections. So the party in power, the B grade leaders, they are actually targeting the opposition leaders. So we've seen that actually the visuals. Yesterday there was an incident in Vinukonda of Guntur district. So in that place, there was actually a video has gone very viral, wherein a person is hacking another person. What people claim is that it's a party war. A few are saying that it's not a party war; it's some personal grudges that has led to this attack. So that person, that person, I mean, the police have caught hold of the person, and today actually the opposition leader Jagannath Reddy is visiting. He's still on his way. There were also some hurdles created for in his journey. So 144 section is imposed in that very place called Vinukonda. Now Jagan will be visiting the victim's family to console them. Actually, both were friends, but they have deviated the parts on the party lines. One was in YSRCP and the other was in TDP. So what the report says is that the person belonging to TDP has had to death the YSRCP party work. So that is the reason why Jagan is making a visit to that place, Vinukonda, to console the family members. And that is one. And before that, last week also, we have actually seen, in a place called Nandyal. So there was, in a place called Nandyal, an 8-year minor girl. She was raped raped to death. And the minor boys from class 7, her seniors, from class 7 and class 8, they have actually done this thing. And when actually this incident occurred on July 7th, but it came to light after 2 days when parents went and gave a missing complaint. So based on that missing complaint, police have started the investigation, where they found that actually they have taken the sniffer dogs, and finally they arrived at a conclusion saying that the girl was raped. So when they caught hold of the boys and their parents, minor boys, when they were killed, they said that they have thrown her body in Krishna River. So now the search operation is going on, but still today the body was not found. That is another very sad incident. And stone peltings are happening regularly on former MPs' residence, from the opposition parties. So these all are happening, and it's really worrisome here in AP about the law and order situation.
Yes, absolutely. Kanaya, is it common in AP, or is it because of the government change that has happened? So there is a spike in these cases.
No, it's government. It's only a month that the government has taken charge.
Yes.
But within this month only, we've seen about more than 30 cases, and there are also few cases that have not been registered. This was leaking, but they are officially they are not on records.
Okay. In your vicinity in Telangana, the loan waiver is something that is being looked at as a ray of hope. How is the government, the new government in Telangana, coping up with it with a dried exchequer also?
Yeah, actually, this loan waiver is this was put in their manifesto. It was election. It was a poll promise,
Mhm,
and now that promise has been fulfilled. But there are some ups and downs in this also,
mhm,
because it's not given for everybody. It's only given for the people who has that passbook, pata
mhm.
passbook. So
Right.
for those people only, the government has actually given the waiver of the loan. And yesterday it was a in an actually this was celebrated as an event yesterday,
Mhm,
yesterday evening, wherein 7,000 crores was transferred to the beneficiaries, around 11.47 lakh farmers
mhm.
uh, on these lines. But this was the only the first installment. So the second installment will be done this month ending. So end of
Yeah.
this month, the second installment also will be completed. Overall, government has promised to waive off 38,000 crores. So
Okay.
politically, I think Revant Reddy has got some mileage over this because he had
Mhm.
fulfilled one promise. The free bus is being implemented here. So gradually they are actually going, but it's very common that the opposition will make some comments.
Right.
That's seen everywhere. Uh, Now that Revant Reddy is actually he was fighting for his survival here
Mhm, mhm.
because he's been actually pulling the MLAs from the other opposition parties also. And
Yes,
now
yes.
with this kind of with this event, he has got a good name now in the people, in the public.
Good for him. Good for him. At least the people whom they have voted for Kanhaiya, at least he is trying to stand tall on the expectation. Kanhaiya, thank you so much. I won't hold you back. Please go back to your editing desk. I know there's lots on your desk piled up to clear before the weekend kicks in. Kanhaiya there,
Thank you.
joining us from Andhra Pradesh and giving us details on the twin Telugu-speaking states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Avinash, I see you there. You came back from a sports shoot from SAI, and Olympics is also around the corner. The contingent is already there. The hopes are high, aspirations are high, and you are providing us with the visuals of our contestants, whom we wish all the best, practicing and sweating it out in the exotic locales of Paris and France. What is your assumption? What is the mindset? And how good are we in a stead to do well this time around in Olympics?
Yes, Pankaj, I was at the Sports Authority of India event where the Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia had come. He interacted with a few athletes. They were Paralympians. Devendra Jajaria, the Paralympic Association chief, who just recently contested on the BJP ticket, and
Mhm.
also he's a three-time medal winner at Paralympics and the most decorated Paralympian in India's history. He was
Mhm.
also there. So there, people were, I mean, the top brass was there. Sports Authority of India secretary was also present. So everybody was talking about the contribution that the government has put in the last decade, ever since the NDA government came to power, and how they have ensured that the overall sporting infrastructure and the sporting culture in India has been transforming. We've seen
Mhm.
quite a few sports ministers in the last 10 years, and Mansukh Mandavia is just the latest addition to it. And he seemed pretty optimistic about uh, that the government is doing more than enough, and the journalists and the media should keep writing, keep raising questions
Mhm.
as well, but they should not put anything when it comes to the nation. The nation should not get a blot of their writing or the reporting. So that's what the sports minister maintained. While the athletes were quite optimistic, they were upbeat with the way things have transpired in the last 3-4 years. If you talk about uh,
Mhm.
the Paralympic team, if we look at it, we've seen a lot of development, a lot of good things happening across. Last time in the Tokyo Paralympics, we won 19 medals. So Devendra Jajaria is expecting a better haul than that. There were other athletes. who have represented India across various disciplines. They are
Mhm.
optimistic. Ranjan Sodhi, the double trap shooter, the Olympian former world champion, was there. I asked him what I mean. One of the most common questions the media put up to him was how many medals are we going to win? And he was quite annoyed with the question because uh, you just cannot predict the medal. He strictly put that you cannot predict because it all depends on the performance, and sometimes the luck factor also
Right.
plays a big part. But he's quite optimistic with the way things have progressed in Indian sports, that we are on the right track. He said, and he's expecting rich medal haul from not just from Indian shooters but also
Mhm.
from other athletes. So,
Right.
117 member contingent is being sent by India, the biggest ever, and we just hope that the last time we ended up winning 7 medals, the colors of the medals are better this time around. The medal haul is better, but it will be uh, easier said than done. So we should be backing our players, we should be
Right.
backing our athletes, but we should not be putting any undue pressure on them, because every athlete who's traveling to Paris is definitely aspiring to win that elusive medal, whatsoever color it is.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what they talk about mental fitness also, and unnecessary mental pressure is something that one can always do away with. Right, Avinash. Coming from Olympics to cricket now, Gautam Gambhir in the saddle, choosing Surya Kumar Yadav as the captain for the T20 series against Sri Lanka. How do you read it?
Well, that came as a surprise to many, and not just me. And it was happening. A lot of talk was happening around the cricketing corridors. The rumor mill was the buzz that Surya Kumar Yadav is tipped to be the next T20I captain of the Indian cricket team, and he's going to pip Hardik Pandya, who looked as heir apparent to Rohit Sharma after the Indian captain retired after helping India lift the T20 World Cup trophy. uh, Surya Kumar Yadav, yes, he has the potential, he has the merit to be the captain, but everybody down the line feels that it's a little bit of harsh on Hardik Pandya's part, because he has not done anything wrong. He's led the side in Rohit Sharma's absence, and he's led the side well. He's one of the most accomplished all-rounders that the Indian cricket team has ever had in the last couple of decades. So on meritocracy or and talent-wise, if you look at Hardik Pandya, he did nothing wrong. He
Mm.
was the match winner for you in the just concluded T20 World Cup as well. Whenever Team India required his services, he was there. He put up his hand and he did the job for Indian cricket team. So definitely, it's a setback for Hardik Pandya and his fans. Uh,
Mm.
but let's just hope that
Right.
whatever transition Team India goes through during this leadership
Mm.
change, and the new leadership coming to the mantle, it doesn't impact the overall fabric of the Indian cricket team, and everybody is taken into confidence when the coach and captain, they all assemble and
Right.
prepare for the upcoming series and the way forward.
Indeed, Avinash, we also wish our Indian cricket team also to get us the much desired trophies from Sri Lanka, a very competitive team there in the Asian subcontinent, and who doesn't know the rivalry between India and Sri Lanka when it comes to cricket. Avinash, thank you so much, editor of My Kale, there speaking to us. Up next is
Right.
Shruti Sarkar, a person whom everybody has already started to look for in the newsroom, because budget is right around the corner. Shruti, what are we looking at as of now as far as the budget is concerned? I know this is the first budget as far as the new Modi government 3.0 is concerned. What are the expectations, especially from the markets?
Right. Thank you, Pankaj. Now, I had a very insightful day today. I spoke
Mhm.
to specialists from different sectors, starting from health to, I spoke to somebody from Policy Bazaar to Georgian Financial to, brokerage firms. And
Mhm.
they all, of course, had different views about how the budget will be. Will this be a populist budget or conservative one? But one thing they said that will happen probably, very likely, is first, adjusted tax slabs, and
Okay.
secondly, it will be a growth fueled budget. So, for example, India is still the fastest growing economy in the world as of today, and it will probably be the fastest growing economy. In fact, IMF has raised India's growth forecast from 6.8 to 7%. Now, how this growth will give financial stability or stability to the economy, that will be the core aspect of the budget. So health sector is again expected to get some kind of tax relief. um, right now, for people who are employed, it's very straightforward. It's either 30% under new regime, or it's 5, 10, 15, 30. So that is expected to change. How much it will be, of course, we can just have estimates. In fact, I urge everybody to look at goodreturns.in. We have new widgets up and live, and very nicely describe what to expect in the budget. Capex is again something that is largely talked about, and in the last budget, I think it was the target was increased to 11.11 lakh crore starting last April, and that is around 3.5% of the GDP. So it
Okay.
is also again expected to increase more.
Mm.
Now, from market perspective, we all know what happened on June 4th. Market crashed.
Mm.
Around 10% is when people, specialists actually think that there's a crash, but it was around 8%. But
Mhm.
it regained, in 3-4 days, and now yesterday Sensex and Nifty has hit all-time high again.
Yes.
So although we cannot really predict the market movement, there will be very likely huge push for infra, for defense stock, stocks like, I'm nobody to give advice on what to buy, but
Mhm.
while speaking with these financial experts, they are
Right.
saying that infra will get a lot of push. Defense sector always gets a lot of push, a lot of
Right.
allocations in the budget,
Mhm.
and that will continue. There's
Right.
a lot of positivity around budget, and let's just hope that it's best for a common man.
Right, right. Indeed, indeed, Shruti, and you draping this beautiful sari also reminds us of Nirmala Sitharamanji, who would be presenting the budget also on Tuesday, which is 23rd. And just for the reminder for our viewers that we will be bringing it live to you starting 9 o'clock in the morning. And also, Good Returns is the place where you will get all the latest and amazing, amazing, beautiful graphics that Shruti and her team has put up. Shruti, one final question before I let you go. Anytime when we refer to budget, we think in terms of what gets cheaper, what gets costlier. What are we looking
Absolutely.
at? Any reprieve there somewhere?
Let's just say this, that in the past few budgets, things
Mhm.
that has become expensive are, of course, alcohol,
Steel
um,
taxes, yes.
cigarettes,
Mhm.
some imported jewelry.
Mhm.
These are something that usually the tax is increased in the budget. It's bad for everybody, I think. Cigarette consumption and alcohol
Right.
consumption. Then what can get cheaper? The health sector actually expects some kind of rebate on general medicine.
Right.
um, so that is what is expected. Also, focus will be on auto sector. So,
Mhm.
for example, in the next 10 years, petrol and diesel cars will at some point become obsolete, and the full focus will be on green energy and EVs.
Right. Right.
So,
Okay.
some kind of tax relief we can expect
There is
in the upcoming
already
budget.
there is already some tax relief on EVs. Could
Yes,
be increased possibly.
yes, yes.
Right. Keshav was mentioning about buying a new car. I think he would be considering EV next time around. Shruti, I won't hold you back. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your candor, your enthusiasm here. All the very best to you and your team for collating all that data, number crunching, and come up with the exact details and analysis of Budget 2024.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. I'll also request the viewers and everyone else on the call to please, tune in to goodreturns.in. We will be live also on One India and talking and analyzing the budget aspect. So please watch One India too. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Pankaj.
thank you, thank you. So there you heard it from Shruti itself. One India obviously will be bringing you all the latest on July 23rd, but that's all about budget. But when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to critical care, one thing that India needs to be wary of is how to mitigate the effect of anything, of any crisis, any health crisis, uh, to the tune of, say, COVID-19, or for that matter, be it malaria or something else. Gujarat is witnessing a new type of virus, which is called Chandipura virus. And it has already claimed a few lives in Gujarat. Kalpesh Kandoria joins us, our Gujarat Bureau Chief. Kalpesh, what are the details? क्या जानकारी और देंगे इस बीमारी के बारे में, इस वायरस के बारे में? और मुझे लगता है वन इंडिया के दर्शकों को और को भी जो जानकारी प्राप्त हुई है वो आपके ही उस रिपोर्ट से प्राप्त हुई है इस चांदीपुरा बीमारी के बारे में। प्लीज बताएं।
जी पंकज जी, ये चांदीपुरा वायरस जो है वो सैंड फ्लाई की वजह से फैलता है। तो कहीं ना कहीं शुरुआत में गवर्नमेंट से भी लापरवाही हुई है। फर्स्ट केस जो रजिस्टर हुआ था वो फर्स्ट पेशेंट 1 जुलाई को एडमिट हुआ था, लेकिन उसका रिपोर्ट आने में 2 वीक लग गए, क्योंकि गुजरात में कोई ऐसी लेबोरेटरी नहीं थी जहाँ पर चांदीपुरा वायरस का टेस्ट हो सके। इसलिए आज तक अब तक के सारे टेस्ट पुणे की लैब में होता थे। अब गुजरात गवर्नमेंट ने नया अपना लैब डेवलप किया है। अब से कल से जो भी टेस्ट सैंपल टेस्ट होगा वो सब गांधीनगर में एक नया लैब डेवलप किया है, वहाँ पर होगा। तो अब तक गवर्नमेंट भी सो रही थी, लेकिन अगर पहला केस 1 जुलाई को आता है तो 2 जुलाई को ही इस बारे में हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट को एक्टिव हो जाना चाहिए। ये नई बीमारी है, ऐसे पेशेंट मर गया तो कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा। तो ऐसे ही हवा में तो तीर चलाए नहीं जा सकते कि जो भी होगा पुणे वाले भेजेंगे तब देख लेंगे। तो गवर्नमेंट को पहले से एक्टिव रहना था। अभी गवर्नमेंट स्प्रेइंग और पाउडर स्प्रेडिंग कर रहे हैं, तो अब एक्टिव हो चुकी है गवर्नमेंट भी।
वायरस की वजह से डॉक्टर्स का क्या कहना है इसके बारे में? कुछ बात हुई?
जी सर, हाँ सर, डॉक्टर्स से बात हुई है। डॉक्टर्स का कहना है कि जितना मेडिकल डॉक्टर्स की जिम्मेदारी है, जितनी गवर्नमेंट की जिम्मेदारी है, उतनी लोकल पब्लिक की जिम्मेदारी है, क्योंकि ये सेंड कच्चे मकानों की दीवार पे होते हैं। तो पब्लिक को ये ध्यान रखना है कि अपने आसपास कहीं पर कच्ची दीवार हो तो वो साफ सुथरी रखे, वहाँ पर मक्खियों को बैठने ना दे। और दूसरी बात कि इस बीमारी की वजह से इस बीमारी का जो डेथ रेट है वो 80% के आसपास है, अगर समय सर इसका इलाज ना मिला तो। अब तक की डिटेल्स देखें तो आज फ्राइडे तक 19 बच्चों की डेथ हो चुकी है और 31 अभी भी एक्टिव केस है।
Sad state of affairs. Kalpesh, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with the development in western part of the country, Gujarat, and this is something that has put other states also on alert. Tamil Nadu, for that matter, has already started taking precautions as far as the Chandipura virus is concerned. Kalpesh, thank you so much. Please take care, and we hope to see you next week as well. Kalpesh Kanodia, their editor of One India Gujarati. Now again, coming to you straight away, this morning began, or rather saw the culmination of Republicans' National Convention in Milwaukee in United States. And with this convention, obviously now the stamp, the seal on Donald Trump as the official presidential candidate from the Republican side is confirmed. He chose his running mate also. And then at the beginning of this week, we had his almost ear shot from close distance. How do you see this whole mix coming up as of now, and quite a challenge for Joe Biden if at all he stays in the race?
Well, this election in US is moving towards a historic election. We already know that what happened with Trump. He was fired at, he was shot at, and after that, he has come up as a hero. We have seen that even when when the people and the secret services, they were trying to take him out of the place, he came up like Rocky Balboa, and that action was there when he was speaking today itself. The
Fight.
kind of people who came to support him are also Tucker Carlson. We saw WWE superstars. So we know what kind of people follow him up. And one of the things that he said, that he was not supposed to be there. He said it was just because of the Almighty God that he's present there and he's speaking. We know the right wingers are with him. It's Republican Party. The candidate is Donald Trump. So it's a good mix of people who want to rule USA in a different manner than they have in the past. We have heard of Project 2025. And now, what is Project 2025?
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump's party, they want to come up with one of the alignment or with one of the systems that have been in the past when Reagan was there as the president. It is not illegal, but they want to control the government in a different manner with a different angle, and it is all legal. So if Donald Trump becomes the president again in 2025 in USA, we will see that the US bureaucrats are going to work very differently, and it will be a kind of game where Donald Trump will be the only voice, or whatever he wants he can do. Every change in the law, or every change in the policies, that all has to go via Donald Trump if he becomes the president. At the moment, we also know that Biden is not well. He was in his Delaware house, and now he has got COVID. He has been separated by all the politicians of the Democrats.
Right.
Democrats must be thinking of the new politician, new leader who will be their presidential candidate. However, all the polls that we have seen in USA, they are suggesting that Donald Trump has the lead. So it might be a bit late that the Democrats will be changing their candidate, and Biden might not be the new president. Michelle Obama is the name that we are hearing the most, that she might come as the new presidential candidate for Democrats. But let's see how it goes. At the moment, it seems like Donald Trump will be taking oath in 2025.
Right. And again, you've been following the American
One
politics.
more thing I would like to add. Finally, we
Yes.
saw Melania Trump. She was there with Donald Trump. She was
Long
not
time.
seen for
Right.
such a long time. And despite him being hit, when RNC 2024 started, Melania was not there. The entire Trump family was there. But today, Melania was there. She was there. She kissed Donald Trump, and
Right.
that's how the entire event ended. So it was a good end for Donald Trump.
Right.
Seen
Absolutely.
with Melania at the stage.
Absolutely. And in American society also, a man with a dedicated wife, I would say, and grandchildren speaking for their granddad, Kaya Trump. I remember giving a very momentous speech there. Rings well with the American voters, and at least that's what Donald Trump this time around has finally, thankfully, gotten the support of. Now, again, thank you so much for speaking to us. I know the evening is still young, and you have to take care of other developments which are happening in the other parts of the world where the day has just begun. Please go ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Ritesh, I'm saving Keshav for the last conversation, but what an interesting and what an eventful, rather, I would say, in a very pensive manner, the developments in the vicinity in your neighborhood of Bangladesh. And the protests that we are seeing there, more than 30 people killed, the state television centers being attacked. What is the history? And when I talk about history, I'm not referring only to what happened in the last 7 days, but does this go even back to the Mukti Bahini days that connect with the freedom fighting movement and the Rajakars there?
Yeah, absolutely, Pankaj ji. this quota system started right after Bangladesh got independence in 1971. It started in 72, and from that year it started, and from next year this agitation is also started, and it is still going on. Whenever uh, that time when Bangladesh got independence, Awami League was there,
Right.
and they started this quota system, and it is mainly to give opportunity to the Mukti Bahini people who fought for Bangladesh independence,
Independence. Yes.
and few others for women, and few for differently able person, and some quota was there for every districts of Bangladesh. So this is
Right.
how it was started, and gradually, year after year, it got some protest from the opposite party, who are called Rajakars, or you can say the BNP Jamat. They
Mm-hmm.
protested against it, and the latest 20 years, if you see, this reservation, it amended multiple times. First, after this Mukti Yodha, they Awami League amended this to this this opportunity to be given to their son also, the next generation. Again, in the 2010-11, again it amended, and now they said that they will their second, third generation will also get this opportunity of the quota system. So this
Okay.
is how these things amended by Awami League whenever they were in the government for last
And
1.5 decades. There, Sheikh Hasina is there in the
yes, yes.
government, so they amended, and now the agitation is against this quota system.
Good.
That is what how it is unfolded.
Mm-hmm.
Sheikh Hasina government has gone to Supreme Court to for the abolition of this quota system, because when they abolished it, some of the Mukti Bahini people have gone to High Court and asked for this quota system to remain available, and High Court give judgment in their favor. So,
Mm-hmm.
so now the agitation is just to stop this quota system.
Right.
Now,
Absolutely.
Pankajji, I
Hmm.
see many different layers and angles to this agitation, or whatever you see happening in
Happening.
Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
Because from the beginning, there is served division with the Awami League and BNP Jamaat, who are pro-Pakistani. They were in the time of independence. They supported Pakistani army and Rajakar. They are called Rajakars, the
Yes.
BNP Jamaat Bahini, and
Okay.
Awami League is for the independence, for the pro-independence Bahini, Mukti Bahini they called.
Mm-hmm.
So in recent times, whenever you see Bangladesh struggling with something, you can sense that something happening in that area with the rise of China, with the help of India. There is
Yes.
Bangladesh is always there in the center point, and India and China
Absolutely.
is fighting each other. So,
Absolutely. Very
so
valid point. Yes.
Pakistan is also there to support China, or to support the Rajakars, who are
Mm-hmm.
actually trying to implement their kind of vitalism that Pakistan wants or China wants in the Bangladesh. And
Indeed.
still Sheikh Hasina is there. They are trying to be pro India, trying to have a liberal view of things.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we all know that Bangladesh is a Muslim country. 90% of the population is Muslim, Islamic country.
Right.
Yes.
And
So,
more, yes, absolutely. And
yes.
the fact that it is bordering India,
Yeah.
and we don't want a Myanmar-like situation for that matter.
So I don't surprise if we find some China's influence to Rajakars to give a
That
price to
will
this agitation. So this all can happen.
As we are speaking, Ritesh, the Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar has said that the Indians there in Bangladesh are safe, the Indian nationals are safe, and India is monitoring the situation. And when the Foreign Minister speaks, it's not just about the violence, as you rightly mentioned, it's about the third party possible involvement, which here could be very well China, tacitly backed by Pakistan also, and what happened in Nepal also for that matter. The government change that has happened there has rattled China. So it will try to somehow have a a foothold in this part of the subcontinent, and Bangladesh being one of the hotbeds for that. Coming back home, Ritesh, uh, Suvendu Banerjee made a very strange comment. And when we hear Prime Minister Modi and other BJP leaders saying "Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas," he chose to go completely against it. Is this a frustration of this drubbing in the Lok Sabha elections, or something else?
We can say in both way. It can be a frustration, it can be a tactical political move. If you say about frustration, we have to say that yes, in back to back 2021 assembly election and in last concluded Lok Sabha election,
Hmm.
Subhendu Adhikari tried his best. He won in the assembly election.
Hmm.
He tried his best to get BJP win in the Lok Sabha seats, but actually he failed.
Right.
So from this disappointing point of view, we can say that yes, it's come from that, and from political thing, we have to see like uh, we are in a state where 30% of more than 30% of population is minority,
Hmm.
and it is the fact that minorities they don't vote for BJP. And in recently concluded election, if you see, even in BJP leaders are also saying that 95% of this minority vote
Hmm.
it gone to TMC. So
Right.
Suvendu Adhikar was what he was trying to say, like if minority is not giving vote to BJP, if minorities are not there with BJP, then
Hmm.
why should I follow the slogan of सबका साथ सबका विकास? मेरा मानना है कि जो हमारे साथ है मैं उनके साथ हूँ,
Hmm.
हम लोग उनके साथ है, जो हमारे साथ नहीं हम लोग उनके साथ नहीं. This is what is quote unquote is trying to say,
Need to say.
and
But public figures should be very, very careful. Be it the interpretation that the media would do, and if the media doesn't do it, people would look at it, and you have to know that people have varying degrees of understanding when it comes to matters like
and the thing is he got supports from
this.
leaders also, some leaders like Tathagata Roy, who was the ex-governor also of
Hmm.
Tripura and Meghalaya. He was a big BJP leader at his times. He supported Shubhendu Adhikari because there is RSS factor is also there.
Hmm.
So the thing is they want Hindu vote to be consolidated in one space. That is the main thing. If you trying to analyze Shubhendu, what Shubhendu is trying to say,
Hmm.
this is what Shubhendu is trying to say. Consolidate Hindu vote. We have to depend on Hindu votes. Whatever minority voters would doing,
Let them.
just leave it. Yes, we have to consolidate our Hindu
Absolutely.
votes.
Absolutely. Uh, Dubte ko tinke ka sahara, as they say, they are trying to latch on to the last straws that they have with them, at least in West Bengal. Ritesh, I won't hold you back for any longer. Thank you so much for breaking it down. Keshav wanted to come in and make some comments on.
No,
Yes.
thank you, Pankaj. But Ritesh made that point at the
Yeah.
end. So, what I think is BJP is not rattled because it could not, attract the minority votes, but it is rather rattled because it lost the pro-Hindutva votes. One thing.
Hmm.
Second thing, this is the modus operandi of the BJP. As far as I know, this party, this Front Brigade,
Hmm.
they are highly, strongly following the high command culture. None of the leader can make, a wishy-washy statement. Let me tell you. But this is how they operate. The likes of Modi, Yogi, Nadda, or even their designated spokesperson would not speak any sort of these things.
Right.
They maintain a very clean line, but then they activate the likes of Giriraj Singh, Shuvendu Adhikari, Himanta Vishwa Sharma,
From all
and
sides.
Ananta Hegde. Yeah, all
Yeah.
these motor-mouthed leaders, they will come, they will take
Mm-hmm.
voice, and they know who they are trying to convince. Okay,
So
so
there
this
is a
is not
dedicated vote bank of that sort also who would be
definitely,
impressed with that.
and all these statements we cannot take it in isolation.
Okay.
This is, I
Distributed.
think, a well weaved out a strategy of the BJP.
Right.
And that,
Yes, Ritesh, please.
What Keshavji was mentioning is absolutely right. If you see Shuvendu's track record from the day he joined BJP in the 2020 December, he had not made any loose comment on party or leadership or anything. This is the first time that Shuvendu Adhikari made some comment which become a controversial one. What Keshav is saying was it can be possible that it
Hmm.
is a very tactical move that BJP leadership is trying to put it in the air after
Hmm.
the debacle in the last election, that we have to resort on our Hindu vote, which is our core vote. Forget about anything. We have to back to our business.
Right. Do you see, gentlemen, and I would really appreciate to have your both of your responses, starting with Keshav. Uh, what happened in Uttar Pradesh yesterday in Muzaffarnagar? Police passing an order that all the shops where from where the Kanwar Yatra will go should be clearly mentioning the name of the shop owner. Is this Yogi Adityanath's strategy of saying कि भैया अब हम एकदम अपने रास्ते ही चलेंगे, माइनॉरिटीज जो है एक तरफ ही जाएं, आइडेंटिफाइंग अदर communities and castes with their shops and consuming only from the Hindu shops? Keshav ji.
uh, okay. So, I mean, to an extent, I would call it a Tughlaqi Farman. I mean, it does not make much difference. Even a shop owner is a Muslim, and he can have a Hindu name or a name similar to the shops that those are owned by Hindus. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I see this move just as to create another divide in an already divided society. And of
So
course, I see
BJP faced a setback in Uttar Pradesh,
it's
and
a
what's
setback, and
blending?
it will call for more radicalization. I don't know
Absolutely.
how does it matter who owns the store.
Yeah.
For
Still.
for a customer, maybe somebody is going on a religious
Hmm.
pilgrimages. It does not matter. They know where to stop. They know what to eat. They know who to speak. I mean, I this way you cannot clean the, it is calling for more trouble,
Hmm.
at least in the society. Maybe right now it looks all well,
Hmm.
but there will be repercussions, and I don't know why it was needed. I would give an example. See, this kind of Kanwar Yatra has been happening in Bihar and Jharkhand also, previously United Bihar.
Hmm.
About 110 kilometers Yatra. We have never heard of any sort of this kind of violence there, right? There must be, the colony of the minorities,
Hmm.
the shops owned by other, non-Hindu communities.
Right.
But it's
But
just a
never
business.
heard.
It's just business. Yeah, it
I
goes
think
very well
same
approved.
happens in West Bengal also. I
Uh,
mean, on the communal lines, on the religious.
any part of the country. You see, just 6 months back,
Hmm.
during this, inauguration of the newly built Ram Temple in Ayodhya, we have heard a lot about, social harmony. Somebody from Muslim community, they are holding the Bhagavad Dhwaj and coming all the way from Maharashtra to Ayodhya.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
One guy is, one, entire Muslim family doing the Padyatra.
Hmm.
Somebody is stitching clothes for the Ram Lala.
Yes, yes. And
Everything has gone for a
India
toss
coming
now,
as we coming
just
together.
because you have lost some pro-Hindutva votes and you are trying to appease. So it's a different kind of appeasement politics, I would call it.
Right. Ritesh, your take before I let you go.
Yeah, we have to remember that this is how it works for BJP. This is how it worked for BJP,
Hmm.
especially in Uttar Pradesh. You've seen the slogan of 80-20 in that election.
Right.
And what is working in Uttar Pradesh, it will not work in
West Bengal.
West Bengal, or it may not work in West Bengal. But the thing is, this is how the things are going on. BJP is
Hmm.
taking things in their way.
Right.
And moreover,
Hmm.
I would not only blame BJP, but this is how the political class creates divide. This is how we have been witnessing it
Hmm.
for years and decades. So previously, the appeasement was happening at the other side of the fence.
Hmm.
Now
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
has, violated, and everywhere you can
Even you say the
have it.
Congress ruled years
Definitely,
also have seen the
definitely.
same.
When it is called that the first rights on the resources of this country is reserved for a certain community, it is about creating divide.
But that comment by Dr. Manmohan Singh was taken out of context, Keshavji. He was definitely talking about the deprived communities, and out of that deprived community, he
No,
was
I mean, you are explaining it well. Definitely, before making such a statement, the Prime Minister of the country, well learned from the Oxford, he should have thought of. Right? Any
right,
statement can bring, the friction.
as we discussed in the
That,
beginning.
that, that must be avoided in all circumstances,
Right,
willingly or unwillingly.
right. One more storm that is brewing up is in down south Karnataka about the government about reservation in private jobs. Well, reservation is something that has stayed in India, has seen its increase also, cyclical increase also. What is this whole issue in Karnataka as of now? Is it just reservation or beyond that?
Well, Pankaj, let us see beyond the, behind the scene. Let us see
Yes,
the
beyond the
unseen
obvious.
factors around this entire move. See, a couple of years back, not couple of years back, few years back, we
Hmm.
have heard this sort of, a reservation being, applied
Hmm.
in the state of Haryana. Haryana had introduced some reservation to the locals in some sort of private jobs.
Hmm.
The move was taken to the court, and the Punjab and Haryana High Court quashed it, because in our constitution there is no provision to provide any sort of reservation
Hmm.
based upon your, what is it, localities, based upon
Hmm.
your, the place you stay. So it
Right,
cannot, it can domicile. The reservation cannot be given. Some priority can be given, but not the entire sort of reservation.
right, right, right.
When we know it, Siddharamaiah must be knowing it.
Hmm.
Today, we see Shashi Tharoor had made a comment against their own government in Karnataka. This was uncalled for. Many other Congress leaders, and particularly Congress legal cell, had
Hmm.
already, made a statement that, this kind of provision will not, stay in the legal review. Then
Right.
why did Siddharamaiah did it? A seasoned leader, Siddharamaiah is not a
Yes.
rookie.
And
So it's
BJP had burnt its hand doing this before. Why did
definitely.
it?
So why did Siddharamaiah did it? So I see it as a rhetoric always Siddharamaiah play.
Okay.
You must be, all of us are aware of the kind of development has been happening in the state of Karnataka, and ever since this new government formed,
Yes.
there was a power tussle between
DKS and
Siddharamaiah and DKS.
right, right.
Recently, Siddharamaiah and his family is, being blamed for this MUDA scheme, Mysore Urban Development Authority. So all sort of negative, publicity or kind of, a tough situation the Siddaramaiah family and the Karnataka government was going through, I see is as a rhetoric to, divert the attention, to shift the attention of the media, the people of the state. And Siddharam, this is typical copybook style of Siddharamaiah. When he's hostile, whenever he's hostile, he, adopts this Kannada pride rhetorics.
Okay.
Few months back, we have heard the scuffle about putting bigger size signage board in Kannada, and all the multinational offices being operating from Bangalore and other cities of Karnataka. How does it matter an MNC putting a bigger font name in Kannada and a smaller font,
Canada
in
Pride.
English and other languages?
Yeah.
Few years back, there was another outrage about the names written in Hindi on the metro stations of that state. Pankaj, let me tell you, I have stayed in that state, Karnataka, for good 18 years. So it's beautiful, multi-glottic society. People hardly, care what languages you speak, whatever language you are comfortable. The locals are good to, make conversation in that particular language. If you are comfortable in English, Hindi, Urdu, whatsoever, if they are comfortable, they will speak. Otherwise, this society is so beautiful. If somebody is not able to pick what you speak, they will call the other person and they will try to help you out. So it does not make any sense for that particular society. This is purely political move, and this is definitely to divert the attention, the corruption charges. This government has blasted a lot on the previous government for the corruption, for this pay CM, 40% CM, and all the charges. Now the charges, yes, now the charges are being leveled at the same compensation. So Siddharamaiah and hostile Siddharamaiah is trying to, take some aggressive step and blow all the attention apart to the new things. That is how I see.
Right. Keshav, thank you so much for this very intense breaking down of the whole reservation scenario and why it is touch and go and back and forth from the Siddharamaiah government. Whether he was testing waters, he played his card, took it back. Keshav.
One more line. The very same day, the bill was moved, the bill was cancelled also. But in the evening, we heard what D.K. Shivkumar said. He said that Bangalore is a beautiful place and the talented people from all non-Kannadiga community also stay in Bangalore, and they had made this state prosperous.
Yes.
So you can gauge the difference between these
So he was
percentages. So there is much more to be seen in the state. Let us see. And just a day back, a minister in the present government stepped down, and now he's in the ED custody. Let us see what all comes up.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for speaking to us. Ritesh, thank you so much for patiently listening to Keshav and the importance of this whole political tussle that is on between DKS and Siddharamaiah in the state of Karnataka. On this note, we take your leave here, and with a promise that we'll be back next time. Next week at the same place, oneindia.com is where you will find us on YouTube. And do visit our website also, oneindia.com in English and oneindia.com/Hindi for all the latest in Hindi. Thanks so much for watching this piece.
Don't miss out. Follow One India for real-time updates.